the world where this chapter takes place? Looks like we're at the top of some kind of gigantic tree.
This one must be about what happened to me when I first arrived in Tevat. No wonder the memory that unlocked it was about Hat Guy. Most of my memories from that period were.
Hold on. Anyone want to explain how I ended up looking like this?
Maybe you've become a character in the story too.
You see me as a stray cat?
A wandering Tom, to be exact. You should count yourself lucky. Of all Durin's friends, your character is by far the most memorable.
Maybe it's because I've known Hat Guy for longer, so my impression of him is more vivid than the others.
Vivid? Then how come you haven't changed one bit?
Guess that means the impression the Traveler left was so vivid, it didn't need changing.
Hello, everyone! Ready for today's adventure?
It's the storybook, Durin.
Oh. So you're not playing yourself in this one? Does that mean the two of you have even more memorable roles to play?
Where are we going today, kitty cat?
Whatever. Just follow me. Same as always.
Okie dokie! Can we chat along the way?
If you have something to say, just say it.
Was that seriously how the two of you communicated when you first got here?
Yep.
Anyway, how do we get ourselves out of here?
Usually, the narrator gives hints to help us figure out what to do. Speaking of which, about time we got some of those, don't you think?
The story's vines had woven themselves together into a giant tree, the boughs of which a little storyless dragon now paced, homeless among its leaves. He had to find a way to leave this place and set off in search of a home of his own. If he stayed, the world would erase him from its memory altogether.
To leave this place? But where am I supposed to go?
The little dragon felt completely lost. Just like the vines, the road ahead branched off into different directions, twisting and turning before disappearing into the mist. But as luck would have it, a prophetess waited up ahead. Perhaps she might know where each path might take him.
You must be the little lost dragon.
It's true. My friends and I are lost.
This meeting was no accident. The prophetess was in fact the seer witch, here to present her promised gift.
The seer witch? Oh yeah! That's Mona's teacher, right? The old hag?
Insolent child. I am the seer witch, your prophetess, not some old hag.
Sorry!
Now, little lost dragon, I have come to bestow the gift I once promised. A prophecy.
A prophecy?
Hear me now, for my prophecy is this. One day, the dragon from beyond the castle shall be reborn, and none may avert its coming.
The wind took the prophecy and swept it off into the distance. And so, the little dragon was shown a path to wander.
As far as I remember, once that alchemist from Mondstadt learned about the prophecy, he chose to stand with you against the evil dragon. So, what does any of this have to do with you being forgotten?
Oh, wise witch of prophecy. Could we trouble you with another question?
As enigmatic as she was elegant, the seer witch spoke no more, for her thoughts had long since returned to the starry firmament above.
Just when we actually needed her.
The seer witch was my mother's friend, so the prophecy she just gave should turn out to be helpful.
Well, it's not like we've got better options. But, if all we need to do is leave this place, which path should we take?
Why don't we take a look around?
Unless the little dragon kept moving, eventually, he would be forgotten. Looking back the way he had come, the little dragon saw a gentle glow, a warm light that reminded him of somewhere familiar. The castle his mother had built for him still stood tall as ever, and in the paradise behind its walls lingered many joys of the past. Its gates were always open for him, a haven where no tales of wicked dragons were told.
Looks like there's another path over here.
The secrets he sought led the stray to discover another path forward, though it was overgrown with bristling thorns. The wind kept blowing, but the little dragon had not yet resolved to follow it. Before him lay a foggy path, and where it might lead, he could not tell. It seemed to lead away from this place, but each time he tried to follow it, the branches of the tail sent him back to the start.
So the author managed to work this book into the story too. I'll hand it to her. This book is fascinating.
What's going on here?
When I first realized you were being forgotten by the world, I thought it might be because you spent too much time with me. In which case, the only hope of a cure would be to cut our ties for good.
What makes you think that?
Once upon a time, the stray tore apart his own story and was forgotten by the world beyond the castle. He believed the story had cursed him, and that his misfortune had rubbed off upon the little dragon.
The story's curse.
It was just a suspicion before. But now I think it's something we have to try.
Wait, what do you mean? Try what?
One of the story's branches is a path I can't take. If you follow it out of here, I won't be part of your story anymore. Considering what the strange magic in this book is capable of, making that choice could cut our connection once and for all. As long as there's a chance it might work, it's worth a try. He's not like me. He deserves for the world to remember him.
Well, maybe Hat Guy has his reasons for thinking that way, but that's not the kind of decision I can make so easily.
It's what my stray cat buddy thinks is best anyway.
Hat Guy.
It's worth a shot. Just don't let this world forget who you are.
The little dragon left along the path his companion could not take. And from that point forth, the stray was no longer part of his story. Yet his memories of the stray were an indispensable part of his tale. With the stray gone, the story lost the very spark that had first set it in motion. In the end, the little dragon's story faded into nothingness, and in the world beyond the castle, only the evil dragon's tale endured.
Who am I?
Is this me?
And so the story ended, with the little dragon fading from sight, leaving nothing but the evil dragon's shadow in his place.
Oh no! But Durin! Ugh! Way to go, Hat Guy!
Hello, children. If you're hearing this recording, it's because you've reached a certain ending. You may have noticed that little Durin's experiences have been written into the pages of this book. Well, you should know that in the same way, its ending will also be written onto him. So be careful, because triggering a bad ending could be somewhat problematic. Let me guess, you're upset that I didn't warn you earlier? Don't worry though, I've thought it all through. I built a very special feature into this book, just for you, the witnesses of this tale. So, go ahead, see if you can turn back the pages. If you're not happy with the ending you've reached, just flip back a few pages and let the tale unfold once more. Pretty incredible, huh? That's the power of magic.
Ugh! That last ending was awful. No way we're picking that path again.
What are you even talking about? Hurry up and pick a path so we can get out of here.
Let's pick one together.
Sounds like the others aren't aware of what just happened. But Paimon's not sure how we'd even explain it. Guess all we can do is warn them if they're about to choose wrong again.
Looks like there's another path over here.
The secrets he sought led the stray to discover another path forward, though it was overgrown with bristling thorns. It seemed to lead away from this place, but each time he tried to follow it, the branches of the tail sent him back to the start.
So the author managed to work this book into the story too. I'll hand it to her. This book is fascinating.
If we go this way, Durin will forget about you.
What?
You'd be choosing a branch of the story that I can't take. Paimon might be right about that. But, at the same time, it could be the answer to your problem. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, you're one of Durin's best friends. His memories of you are extremely important to him. What Paimon's trying to say is, if Durin forgets you, he'll never be able to complete his story.
Fair enough. I guess we'll just have to keep searching.
Looking back the way he had come, the little dragon saw a gentle glow, a warm light that reminded him of somewhere familiar. The castle his mother had built for him still stood tall as ever, and in the paradise behind its walls lingered many joys of the past. Its gates were always open for him, a haven where no tales of wicked dragons were told.
Returning to the castle?
Huh. Well, that's an interesting thought. Has the idea of returning to Simulanka ever crossed your mind?
Returning to Simulanka?
Think about it. It's a place where a heartfelt wish is all it takes to rewrite the cruelest fate. Not like here, where fate mocks us all. If there really is a being controlling the fate of this world, it must be a laughably spiteful creature, deaf to the wishes of others. If you leave this world and its cruel fate behind, maybe your problems will be solved.
Hey, don't give him crazy ideas like that.
I was simply expressing my envy, that's all. Not everyone is lucky enough to have a place like Simulanka to return to.
Well, let's say that you did. Would you choose to go back?
Of course not. I'd rather show fate who's boss instead.
Oh. I just need some time to think this over. You really want to return to the castle, don't you, little dragon? When you're there, no problem ever feels too big for you to solve.
Yeah, I guess I do feel that way sometimes.
As the little dragon slipped back inside the castle's walls, the clamor of the outside world fell away. There was no danger here, no problems for the little dragon to resolve. As soon as his mother finished her story, it was time for the child to drift off into the world of dreams. And so the story ended, with the little dragon fast asleep in his castle, just like he had never even hatched.
What's going on? I feel so weak.
Hey, what's happening? Durin, wake up! But, this can't be how it ends. Durin promised to bring back everyone's memories. There's no way he'd accept an ending like this.
Remember, if you're unhappy with this ending, try thinking of a way around it.
Uh-oh. That's not the right one either. If it comes to it, we'll just have to try warning Durin again.
Looking back the way he had come, the little dragon saw a gentle glow, a warm light that reminded him of somewhere familiar. The castle his mother had built for him still stood tall as ever, and in the paradise behind its walls lingered many joys of the past. Its gates were always open for him, a haven where no tales of wicked dragons were told.
If we go this way, we'll be returning to the castle.
Returning to the castle.
Yeah, you'll just be hiding from your problems and pretending like none of this ever happened. Is that really what you want, Durin?
I see.
The wind kept blowing, but the little dragon had not yet resolved to follow it. Before him lay a foggy path, and where it might lead he could not tell.
If we go this way, we'll be heading back to Mondstadt, just like we planned. Out of all the options so far, this seems like the safest, right? At least we know what happens next.
He helps stop the evil dragon from returning, gets a new body, makes a whole bunch of friends, who all just forget about him.
But you didn't forget, Hat Guy.
I'm just saying, choosing this path wouldn't solve the main problem. You'd still end up being forgotten.
Huh.
I'm not against choosing this path. I just wonder what secrets it might be hiding.
Let me think about it. I still think you should keep going, little dragon. If you leave the castle, you can accomplish something amazing and make a bunch of friends along the way.
Really? Then let's go!
Unable to preserve his story, the little dragon wandered astray. Fortunately for him, a certain prophetess had left behind a prophecy to guide him. The wind took the prophecy and swept it off into the distance, and so the little dragon was shown a path to wander. Following the wind's guidance, the little dragon made his escape. In turn, the prophetess affirmed the little dragon's choice, leaving an extra secret as her parting gift.
Now that you've made up your mind, I shall keep my promise by explaining Fate's little trick. Long, long ago, the gods of the high heavens gave the world outside the castle a magic of its own. They called it storytelling. It was a magic of almost unshakable power that governed how people met, grew close, and understood one another. Each person had a story meant for them and them alone, one whose ending was written in the heavens long ago. In truth, your story and the evil dragons are simply two versions of the same tale, and that is something the magic of storytelling cannot abide. Beyond the castle's walls, your story cannot take root, for the evil dragon's tale has done so already.
So, that was the secret?
Huh.
But, what does that mean?
You still don't get it? Simulanka Durin and Tevat Durin share a special kind of connection. Their fates are mirror images of one another. While they were in two separate worlds, there may have been some mutual influence, but their fates were independent. But when Simulanka Durin came to Tevat, a version of his fate already existed there. So, how can two fates exist at the same time? The answer is, they can't. The rules of this world don't allow it. You can't return a book you never checked out in the first place.
So, what's Durin supposed to do?
Those mages seem to have come up with quite the ingenious solution. I'm here to make a return.
As I said, there's no record of Volume 5 of this series ever being checked out.
Then just think of this as Volume 6. Based on what I know, the author was planning on publishing another volume anyway.
The catalog does have a slot reserved for Volume 6, so this is it?
Sure, let's go with that. All you need to know is, I'll be the one writing this series from now on.
You...
What are you up to this time?
Remember the red tape I mentioned before? Well, I just took care of it. Now, I guess you'll be off to see your alchemist friend? It should be pretty obvious by now. He has the answers you're looking for.
Well, we do have a whole bunch of things to confirm with Albedo, that's for sure. But didn't Jean say he'd be gone for quite a while?
I'll join you. Just let me know when it's time to go.
Hat guy?
Don't sound so surprised. I'm part of this story too, aren't I? I'm just playing my role.
Well, yeah. But it's not that. I just feel like you want to help, but something's holding you back.
When I first realized you were being forgotten by the world, I thought it might be because you spent too much time with me. I even thought cutting our ties might be the only way to fix it.
Why would you think that?
It doesn't matter now. Judging from the answer this book has given us, I was probably overthinking it. Just as well, with the ley lines rejecting him like this, the people who still remember him are his only remaining connection to this place. If that last fragile tie was broken, who can say what devastation his unbound body might unleash? And to think I'm one of the people keeping you here, instrumental in helping change your fate. Can't say I saw it coming.
Well, if it's good enough for Hat Guy, it's good enough for me. After all, he is about as odd as humans get.
Excuse me?
With some people, even if you try asking a simple question, they'll always give you a complicated answer. And the more you ask, the more complicated it gets. Truth is, Hat Guy's just that kind of guy.
Whatever. All I needed was a yes or no, so we can quit it with all the back and forth.
If you feel like stepping back into the story, just come find me. If you feel like stepping back into the story, just come find me.
I'm sticking around for the next few days. So, when it's time to go, you know where to find me.
Hey, it's Mona's the Seer Witch. How come she's still here?
Who goes there? Can you not see? I am busy stargazing.
Hey, since we've got the chance, why don't we ask her to read our fortunes too? After all, according to the book, her prophecies are meant to be super accurate. The only thing is, Paimon's not sure how we're gonna convince her to do that.
How dare you? You take my fortune telling for some kind of street performance?
Sorry. Paimon's just curious how accurate it is.
Very well then. I'll show you what my wisdom can do. Come forth, Silver Sprite. Let me see what fate has in store for you.
Ooh.
You truly wish to know your own fate.
Come on, enough with the suspense already. Is it good or bad?
Oh.
Oh. goodness! Sounds like Albedo's back and he's waiting for us on Dragonspine. No time to waste! Let's get going!
So this is the other Durin, huh? If this had been the dragon that ended up being revived in Mondstadt, there's no telling what kind of calamity that people would have had to endure. So, if you think about it like that, Durin's actually a hero. No, I'm just a little envious, that's all. Not everyone gets a chance to be a hero.
Actually, most of the credit belongs to Albedo.
Then again, barely anyone even remembers you at this point. So I guess there's not much left to envy.
You... Oh!
Ah, so you three still remember Durin. Looks like the memory loss hasn't spread to close friends. Yet. I guess that means my memory of you must still be complete as well.
Albedo.
You're finally here! Oh, boy, do we have a whole pile of questions for you!
Oh, you're here too?
I think I've pieced together some of what happened to him. But what's your take on things?
Master Jean filled me in on what happened, and I've got a few theories. But let's get on the same page first. Well, physically, he's doing fine. His body is holding the abyssal power at bay. And there's nothing whatsoever to indicate any risk of collapse.
So, from an alchemy point of view, there's nothing wrong with him?
The issue isn't so much that the abyssal power within him has gotten out of control. It's that the connection between his will and body is fading. If he ends up losing his conscious will, his body will fall back on its biological instincts. And that's when the abyssal power within it will take over. This book mentioned a witches' gathering. It seems like quite a few of these witches got themselves involved in Durin's case. Which brings me to my theory. Bringing Fairy Tale Durin into this world to replace the Durin on Dragonspine means using one Durin's fate to overwrite the others. But the power of alchemy alone would not be enough to pull off such a feat. It would have required the combined use of Miss Barbeloff's astrology, my teacher's alchemy, and Aunt Alice's magic. After learning of Miss Barbeloff's prophecy, Durin and I finally came up with a way to settle the Dragonspine Durin problem for good. And I took care of the alchemy side of things, which, looking back on it, seems to have been a part of their plan all along. So now, there's only one thing missing. As for the fate theory our friend in the hat just mentioned, I still can't figure out how any kind of magic could possibly influence the fate of Tevat. But I'm certain that the answer lies within this book.
So, the reason Alice had us complete this book was to make that magic possible?
A form of magic powerful enough to rewrite fate itself.
Well, we've no time to lose. I just need to take a look at the book. The next part of the story most likely relates to me. So the memory that unlocks it must be connected to me too.
Huh?
The giant tree was home to a broken branch, the shape of its splintered arm aligning perfectly with the branch that had burst forth from the castle walls. Join yourself to that broken bough, for there you may take root at last, and henceforth bask in the sun and rain of the world beyond the castle. But first, fetch the stickiest clay and let it bind the scar of the break.
I see.
Guided by the breeze, the little dragon arrived at an alchemist's workshop. There he was greeted by a clay figure, a child molded by the Sage Witch's hands. Though gentle in appearance, he had inherited his mother's cold, sharp wisdom. And he was determined to avert the calamity the evil dragon would bring, and so was his helper, none other than the little dragon himself.
What is this place?
It looks like it's modeled after an alchemist's workshop. Or rather, a cliched stereotype of one.
Albedo?
Hold on. Why do I look like this?
Oh, yeah! We forgot to tell you. Basically, the characters in the story are reflections of how Durin sees them.
At least you're still human-shaped?
Well, since Cat Guy has taken on a different appearance too, that must mean the two of us are both characters in the story. But you, Paimon, and Durin haven't changed at all. You must be special figures in some way.
I'd like to know more about that too. But seeing as none of them can explain it, let's just concentrate on moving the plot forward.
And just like that, the group stumbled upon a hidden passageway. Intricately crafted, it seemed to lead them towards another exciting chapter of the tale.
Come on! What are we waiting for? Next chapter, here we come! Ouch!
But this was a chapter that had not yet been written. Ahead of them was a storyless void, and they could go no further.
What? Then what's the point of having a path here? Sounds like a pretty bad habit for a writer.
Over here. I found something.
What the clay figure found was none other than the evil dragon's heart itself. Though the creature had perished long ago, its heart was still there, pulsing away and growing warmer with every beat. And the clay alchemist knew what it meant. That the evil dragon would return one day, just as the prophecy had foretold. Yet, guided by his mother's wisdom, he foresaw another fate. If only the alchemist could bestow this heart upon the little dragon, he might be reborn in the evil dragon's stead. Only then would the evil dragon's heart grow still, and the little one inherit its tale.
Sounds like this chapter's about Albedo bringing me to life?
If that really was the solution, though, this would have been over the minute I finished the transmutation. So why is Durin still being forgotten?
There has to be some other reason.
Yeah, I'd like to explore the area a bit more.